Batman and Superman fight each other. I think they recognize the good in each other first,
Yeah.
and then they work together in like a buddy comedy, which is why the next fucking thing should be World's Finest. Anyways, I was extremely concerned that what I was going to end up watching was just a James Gunn generic movie with Superman paint on it,
Yeah.
where anytime they could cut tension, they did cut tension.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, there's tons of comedy and there is a lot of tension cutting, but there's parts where it gets really serious and it just hangs there. For example, without spoilers, the cube scene.
Right. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't read Superman comics growing up, so I don't have a lot to compare to other than just what I enjoy watching for movies.
Okay.
And I thought it was good. I thought, you know what I
Well, you
mean?
just said it shouldn't have made any money.
It shouldn't have made. Shouldn't be a box office.
Why not?
It's just because
Superman.
well,
It's big
kids.
S.
It'll always be big because it's kids and us nerds. But I mean, I
I think
went.
adult nerd sales are a big reason
I
why it's
mean, I
popular.
went.
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
says
yeah, yeah, yeah.
something there. But I also went because my kid wanted to go.
Yeah, I really liked it. I think that the action sequences were quite good. I do have some plot complaints, which are will involve spoilers, so I'm not
Yeah,
gonna say them.
yeah. I
But
could say some stuff too that I didn't like, but I don't want to.
but almost all the plot spoiler complaints, I think you can be explain them away in virtue of just saying this is Superman after not really dealing with anything serious, and he's been active for 3 years as Superman.
Right,
That's not a huge spoiler, and I think that is important for like expectations on like how he works, how he uses his powers,
right.
and shit like that. The other complaint I have is tied to one of the supporting characters, and I think it's like a pretty sizable like what the hell's going on here kind of thing.
Yeah,
But I will withhold that one.
I
It
wasn't. I
to
wasn't
me the
happy.
movie is an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay. I didn't like. I didn't like the actor they chose for Lex Luthor.
I thought Lex was great.
Yeah.
He's bald and he's like very intense. He's about the same age as Superman, which he should be. That's one of the things I really have not loved in all the other portrayals. Like I felt like Lex was way too old, way too out of. Another one is way too out of shape. Whether it's when he's played by Kevin Spacey or when he's played by Gene
Yeah. Should
Hackman,
never be played by Kevin Spacey.
it shouldn't be Lex
Was
Luthor's
Gene
thing.
Hackman was Lex Luthor? Right?
OG one, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like one of the things I think with Lex Luthor that a lot of directors fuck up is they just get like cartoon villain capitalist billionaire. But
Yeah.
what you really need to get is if not for a world with Superman that ignites this insane jealousy and
Yeah.
like ego issue within Lex, Lex would be the Superman.
Yeah.
Like
I just
whether it's physical gifts or it's just like the intelligence or ability to manipulate the mass market or create companies like Lex is supposed to be extremely capable in a way that like in a human system we would hope the best humans
right.
could be, but he uses it for exclusively shitty things because Superman makes him feel insecure.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason I thought that this movie did such a great job.
I just
They also don't, without spoilers, my beef with Marvel for like the last decade, and this is, I think we've talked about this, is they always pull some bullshit sympathy for the devil moment where you have a villain and you're suddenly made like they try to compel you to be like, oh, if only they were understood, or if only they had a friend, or if only this went this way instead of the other way, they could be okay. They've done this with Loki. They've done this kind of with Thanos. They've done this with most their
I didn't know they did that with Thanos. Loki, yes.
they did this with Red Hulk. They've done this with like a bunch of the recent villains, and it's
Did you
painful.
watch that Captain America New? Yeah.
Hated it.
Not
Hated
good, eh?
it.
Yeah,
Garbage.
it was not good.
Like that is a
The Thunderbolts is good.
it's a 5 out of 10. Like
Thunderbolts
technically as a movie, it kind of passes.
should have just stayed to TV.
Yeah,
Should have never hit theaters.
Yeah.
I don't know if it did hit theaters
it
actually.
did.
Did it?
Yeah, yeah, and it was
Yeah.
rough. But whereas with Superman, this new Superman, Lex is a bad guy the whole time.
Yeah.
And there's no moment where you're like, oh, I now understand Lex. Like the bullshit in the Batman v Superman with Scott Snyder when he's talking about like no one was there to save me from Daddy and his abominations. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
No one cares about you. Like,
I'd still like
you're
to
being a
see.
wiener. Cut it out. You have hair.
I,
No Lex with hair. Can we agree on that?
I think Lex without hair is important.
Yeah. We
Um,
need a bald
I
Lex.
just thought the actor. I just think they could have picked a different actor. Maybe I didn't.
I think the problem with Corn Sweats, and I will say this is a problem, is he's almost too naive.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's his acting. I think that's just the direction they wanted to go with him as like a younger Superman.
Mm,
But I will say a Superman who's been like he's grown up on Earth, been
yeah.
he's been around. He's like ostensibly like a child of the 80s,
Yeah.
and then he becomes Superman. I think between the supervision and the super hearing, you can hear a bunch of atrocious shit that's going on. Even if you just listen to Gotham, he should be less naive,
Yeah. Agreed.
little less naive. And you know what? I get they're trying to like preserve innocence and maybe like justify why he's choosing to be such a good person, but I do think we need a little bit of a Superman where it's like Superman knows like how dark and terrible humanity is
Yeah.
and still is like sunshine and rainbows. You need both.
Fair.
That's kind of what his superpower is.
Okay. Okay.
Whereas, Batman is the reverse where it's like you kind of got to force people just not to do bad things any means
It was a
necessary.
different time. Yeah.
He's a little bit more fascist. He's a little more fascist in his approach, which is a good critique of the character, but it's also like justifiable given the crazy setting he like lives in. Like if you were living in Gotham, seeing like people cut people's faces off and do crazy shit that Gotham people do, you'd be like, you know what?
I'm just going to go with force.
No free will for anybody.
Everything's forced. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay. Okay. That's fair. I will.
8.5 out of 10. That's my number. What's your number?
I'd give it a 7.5. 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Okay.
because I'm not a huge DC fan either.
Fair enough.
Right? That's not my jam.
Yep.
But we are starting to. Where are we at? Do we need to give our town a look?
I think we do within the next 10 minutes, or else we're kind of pushing it. So
yeah.
Next town is
Chestermere, Alberta. Yeah, our big population.
Way to go, Chestermere. Way to go.
Woo! We're gonna say population 21,442.
425.
425. Yeah, that's close.
As of measurement dictated to us by the internet.
Yeah, not a lot of news in Chestermere because it's I don't know, not seeing a whole lot going on.
A lot from previous weeks, but we went with the most recent that was on the first few pages of Google. So
yeah,
I'll go with the first one.
You go ahead.
So there was a hailstorm about a week ago in Chestermere, accompanied by thunder and the like, caused a lot of flooding and damages. The article describes it as a brief hailstorm and over the weekend. Boo, that sucks.
Oh, yeah.
And the storm lasted for about 20 minutes, brought heavy rain. This tells you what kind of town Chestermere is a little bit. 20 minutes brought heavy rain, hail, strong winds. We were just sitting watching TV, and all of a sudden, there was a big bam, and it just started, said L. I thought our windows were going to break, but thank goodness they didn't.
Wow. Breaking windows is a heavy storm.
It didn't.
Yeah, I know, but that's even the thought of it.
Yeah. Elle claimed the storm was so loud it scared off her cat, who's usually unfazed by thunderstorms. It's a cat. I doubt it. She also said the sound of pounding storm was so noisy she could hardly hear herself think. I previously lived in Alberta, in Calgary.
As did I.
Wow.
Well, Edmonton, not Calgary. But.
And I've been through a few surprise hailstorms. They definitely do get a lot of surprise weather in there, and it can kind of come out of nowhere in a violent manner.
And damaged cars, damaged vehicles, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Big
and
dents.
broken windows.
Broken windows.
I think there was one time where I think it was like a softball. No, not a soft. Might have been a volleyball-sized piece of hail came down on someone's porch. And
crazy.
It's
wild.
Yeah. Following the storm, some pictures. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Moderate.
Seen bigger.
Within 20 minutes, that's a lot of dump. But it's also
bigger.
Yeah, I seen bigger too.
Seen bigger.
It's no 28 years later size dump.
Shit, no.
She says this is the second time it's happened. She's quite concerned. Storm drains can't handle the load.
Oh, you can handle the load, all right.
We're on the low side of Waterford, so everything's uphill. That sucks.
That's shitty. Actually, you know what? That's funny enough. Um,
There's no quote on the cost of damages, so that's the kind of article that is. But yeah,
well, I tell you what,
hail does
my
suck.
cousin was living there too, and this is what he was dealing with in his situation, trying to find his drain.
Yeah,
That's in his
yeah.
cul-de-sac. So yeah,
Well,
th-
when you're in the low-lying area of a place that gets hit with a bunch of shit,
yeah,
your flooding can be way worse than
yeah.
most
Well,
people's
this is
experience.
Cochrane, not Calgary, but just outside.
Still, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. Flatland gets a little crushed when
oh
it
yeah,
comes down big.
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna dip into my news.
All right,
Sorry, I'm sniffing so much.
you should be.
I
Yeah,
got
you're not
allergies,
even
and
doing coke or
I didn't
anything.
have an allergy pill today. No, no, not even any cocaine. Gotta blow my nose before I tell my news.
All right, back to the trolley problem. So if you were a deontologist, you would look at that fat man and you would say, you know what? I would not like to live in a world where people push me onto trains, causing me to become dead, even if it's to save the other people. Or you would say, in fact, I do wish that if people were given a similar choice, they would use it so that I could save the life of four people, even if I didn't know what was happening, even if I didn't maybe consent in the moment. Um, so that would be a deontologist way of viewing the trolley problem. It's funny because the trolley problem usually is what you would do, what you would not do. People focus on that, but the real point of it is just to get people to think about the process that's leading them to say yes or no to pushing the fat man. And there's like different ways of doing it, like the trolley's careening down to like 20 kids, and then on the other side there's one old lady, and you have a switch that you can flip, and it's like either the old lady or it's the 20 kids, but it's currently going to the 20 kids. And if people say no, you know that they're kind of abiding by a rule that says
Save
I I,
kids.
I can't kill someone, but I can let something happen, and somehow there's a difference. Nature's taking its course. Other people are like, of course you switch it because it's 20 kids, and the other side is an old lady who's kind of like, been through it, and it is what it is. One loss is more acceptable than others, and then that kind of tells you a bit about the decision making. So this is really a broad spectrum tool for seeing how you think about ethical dilemmas. Anyways, welcome back.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, nose blowing, all taken care of. Now, Chestermere, as uh, as a person who is a strong union believer here, apparently, apparently,
Apparently,
Chestermere, no frills,
the yellow one.
the yellow one. Apparently, they sent out an anti-union messaging, hired company-friendly workers, and reduced hours of workers trying to unionize. Earlier this week, Alberta Labor Relations Board published their first new applications report of 2025. It was an application accusing of Chestermere employer of union busting. Local 401 of the United Food and Commercial Workers filed the application at the end of last month. So, yeah, Local 401 is accusing the management of the No Frills in the bedroom community east of Calgary of interfering with their efforts to unionize the workplace. So, I mean,
That's a tough one.
it's a tough
That's a
one.
tough one.
It's
Because before you get to the point where you're unionized, your employer can kind of say whatever they want
yeah,
to cut you down. I'm surprised they just reduced the hours and didn't just fire people. Traditionally, that's been the route that companies
yeah.
go.
You just get rid of them and
But
you start fresh.
perhaps in that area, they're squeezed, which is good for anyone trying to build the union. If they're showing that they're not firing people, they're just squeezing them. Build that, like, just go the union route. But
Yeah,
um, of course, if they're hiring pro company people, whatever that means, what does that even mean?
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there's a
Like,
lot
I,
of
I do solemnly swear to not join a union when I get hired. Like,
yeah.
what
There's
does that
a lot
even?
of things to jump through. They also allege that the employer hired new workers who were friendly to them, making it harder for the union to find the 40% of workers they need to file a
Right,
certification application.
right. Well, but that said,
Yeah, so they hired more so you couldn't get a majority vote.
guess what employers are allowed to do as per their prerogative?
Hire,
Hire.
hire. They're
Yeah.
allowed to
So
hire. Questionable, but
it's
that's
greasy. No one's saying it's not greasy,
yeah.
but
And
good
this is
luck.
news from 2 weeks ago. Um, some of the
Yeah.
newest news we can find on Chestermere.
You know what you can do? You can bully those new hires into quitting.
Hell yeah.
And you got your 40.
Then you're good.
Yeah.
Bullying at the workplace.
Yeah.
We promote it here
Bring it
at
back.
Refractory
Bring
Period.
it back.
Yeah, stop
Yeah.
being such pussies at work these days.
Or
Everybody's so soft.
be bigger pussies.
Big
Be
pussy.
the biggest ones.
Maybe a homemade one.
Get people to quit.
Homemade pussy.
iPoon 10.
iPoon 10. Ooh, 10 now. I thought we were only up to 9.
Yeah. iPoon Dees.
Mm.
Spelt like dicks.
Is it spelled like dick? Oh. Well, that was good. I mean, the news out of Chestermere's. What do you expect to...
Hey.
What do you expect?
You know
It's
what?
Chestermere.
Shout out to Chestermere for not giving us another...
We love our fans from Chestermere, too.
yeah. For not providing us with more news about Hild.
Yeah, you know what? We've had 2 towns now, 2 weeks in a row.
2 in a row.
Where there hasn't been any sexual
no
predators.
No PDF files.
Yeah.
No Chris Hansen needed.
Looking good. Looking good, Canada. Stepping it up. We'll see what our next episode
what
says.
What was the last one? So we just did Chestermere.
Chestermere, and before that you wrote it down on a paper from last week. You still got it there somewhere?
Penticton. Nope.
Penticton, yeah.
Yeah.
Penticton still had crime.
A bunch. Yeah.
More just beatings, though.
Well, the particular one we looked at was the leg breaking.
The leg, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But you know what?
But when, you know what? It's one of those things, though, where I'm like, is it not in the news because it's not there? Or is it not in the news because they ain't looking?
Well, Chestermere is such a small town.
I feel like Chestermere, maybe it's not there.
21,000, probably not there.
You can kind of police yourselves.
Yeah.
You can chase out
you
the
got
weirdos.
2 RCMP officers and a couple of local firefighters that are volunteers, probably.
You know what? I feel like a town that small, you can kind of figure it out. But 50-ish thousand.
Once you get up there,
then it's like, all right, you gotta seek and destroy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's a good point. Seek and destroy. Oh, Ozzy died.
R.I.P.
Ozzy Osbourne passed away yesterday, right?
R.I.P. Yeah.
Oh man, it was an icon.
And it's kind of incredible to me that he got as much of a life as he got. Like,
for
of course,
what he did his whole life.
Yeah, man. Like, most people make the decisions to put stuff in their bodies the way he did for the amount of time he did, the way he did. They're not making it till like 45.
Yeah.
But you know what? Shout out to Ozzy. Everyone
support Sharon keeping him alive.
Yeah, and then the medical system.
Yeah.
Because
he had just done a show last week or something, didn't he?
So he had done in Birmingham. It was kind of like the farewell tour.
Oh.
The big
he
farewell,
knew.
which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That you do the farewell thing, you finish it,
and then you die.
He
knew.
In the place where you're from.
Think it was planned?
No, but I do think there's something to, like, I think people get to a point where they're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's all I can think left to kind of really hold out for.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's got grandkids, right? Like, he's probably gotten to see them.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if he has grandkids or not, because I know the one kid. Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, he's got his family.
He got kids.
His
and
children
older.
are adults.
Yeah.
I'm sure in his mind, like, the version of life that he's provided for the people he cares about now versus when he was like a teenager, I don't think he could have dreamed of being able to provide what he provided.
No.
It's kind of incredible. And to hold out for as long as he did, like I said, with the liver, and I think he had, is it Parkinson's?
He had something, yeah.
Which is like a pretty nasty problem to have.
Is that what Michael J. Fox has? Is that what he has? The shakes? Is that what Parkinson's does?
Look it up.
Shiggity shakes.
What's he got?
Shiggity shake, and you don't.
Yeah, it's not cerebral palsy because he's not.
No.
He's definitely not. Might be Parkinson's. Might be MLS or something like that. Something affecting the nerves and muscles. But either way, it's definitely sad that Ozzy's gone. I'm sure like his family and loved ones are going through it. But
that's what Michael J. Fox says. Yeah.
Parkinson's. Yeah. But at the same time, you know what? In the version of lives you could live, he got a good one.
Oh yeah,
He made the most of it. So
and he lived. Well, he
he
wasn't young.
wasn't young.
He was.
Like,
I mean,
roll back the clock 50 years, he's dead. Roll back the clock
oh
100 years, he's super dead. Like, good job, man.
yeah,
You
he
did
made
well.
it.
But in terms of the impact of his music, just even that he could observe right now,
Yeah.
like when that new wave of British heavy metal came over to North America
Yeah.
and hit Europe, like there's the amount of bands that have been influenced by that, uh, like the music he was making is crazy. It's crazy. You're not like you could probably put a stamp of before Black Sabbath and after Black Sabbath, and the after is gonna have
Yeah.
really major observable effects on bands. Just in terms of even like the way songs intro with the guitars, with their singing, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
and like the way they were able to like put a little bit of like echo, I think, on his voice and play
Yeah.
with the voice to make it sound a little more
Yeah.
otherworldly. Really cool. A lot of bands do that
He was
now.
a real icon. One
Yeah,
would say.
yeah. Not the best at speeches, but an
I would say
incredible
his
singer.
speeches could probably use a 100%
Yeah,
overhaul.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
He was a specialist. He was a
he was
specialist.
special at certain things and other things. I mean, not horse shit, but just terrible,
Mm-hmm.
terrible speaker. Um, and it just so he had marbles in his mouth. You could not
Well,
figure
he
it
was
out.
also British, so
Well,
there's
but
that. There's that.
yeah, the brain issues,
Yeah, the
British
drugs.
drugs,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
but could sing like a freaking angel. Like,
Yeah,
voice just took off.
once that stuff started.
Although I have heard in general people with like speech pathologies,
Yeah,
singing is a different thing, and you can kind of
yeah,
get out away from stutters and away from like even what's it called, lisps can kind of go away a little bit when you're singing,
oh yeah,
which is
accents
interesting.
can leave.
Yeah, which is very interesting.
Stop my nose.
I guess it's probably like the difference between running and walking. You know, you're kicking in just a bit more muscles, you're getting to a bit more groove.
Yeah, that's true. And hey, some people are great at it. Some people
Yeah, but anyways,
just can't do it.
R.I.P. Ozzy.
Yeah,
Definitely not going to be a forgotten individual like the rest of us, like most people.
yeah.
You come, you go, you feed some flowers. C'est la vie.
But you know what? In the end, we all
In
gotta
the
go.
end, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, is that it?
No, that's Linkin Park,
Yeah, I was gonna
which
say that
also R.I.P. Chester. Many
Chester,
years later.
Chestermere, Alberta.
Yep.
That's what we just spoke on. Chestermere.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Chesterfield.
Hmm.
Chesterfield is a place as well
It's also
in Alberta.
a thing Canadians often call couches. I don't use the word Chesterfield.
Oh, and really? Oh, use it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, because you're from the East Coast.
Yeah. Use
Yeah,
Chesterfield.
you guys are holding on to something that's gone.
We hold on to a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
That's a word that's going to disappear, and it's going to be funny.
Chesterfield?
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's like, I think it's going to be the way we look at certain medieval language. They're going to look at like East Coast Canadian language and be like, yeah, that shit was crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't see that. Kind of like a foyer. Just saying.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Like, they'll probably call it the uh, foreplay room.
Ooh,
The foreplay.
the foreplay porch.
Yeah. No, not a porch.
It's a porch.
It's not a porch.
These two.
At this point, someone in the comments should really provide like the dictionary definition that says foyer not equal to porch for my co-host here.
I think you
A
should
little
don't even
triple
look it up.
redundant
I
on
think
this
just
one.
argue your point.
Nope.
You
I
don't
think you
even
should
have
look
to
it
look
up.
it up.
I think
No,
you
look
should.
at,
I think you should.
yeah.
In life, I think you should look things up.
You shouldn't always have to look something up.
No, but when someone is saying some crazy nonsense and they're about 2.5 feet away from you, you should look it up.
I could. I'm not going to.
Well, I am.
Because a porch and a foyer are the same thing in the East Coast.
You know what? I got a rectangle. I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah, you look it up on your rectangle. Because I don't think we're going to have enough time to get the answer.
We do.
I don't know if
Yep.
we do.
Yeah. A porch is an exterior covered space at the entrance of a building, while a foyer is an interior space, typically a large entrance hall that leads into the main living areas of a building. Porch is essentially an extension of the building's exterior, often with a roof and columns providing a sheltered area before the main entrance. The foyer, on the other hand, is an interior space acting as a welcome area and transition point from the outside to the inside. Get wrecked. Get
I don't like
wrecked.
you. I don't like you very much.
You don't have to like me, but you will
I will.
respect
I will
my
respect
definition
your
of
definition.
foyer.
Okay, fine. I'm still calling it a porch anyway.
You can say wrong things if you want.
I will.
All words are made up.
All words are made up and are meant to be argued on.
Nope. We usually come to a communal agreement on what words mean so that we can communicate with each other. But if you want to be an outlier, you can exile yourself linguistically if you want.
Inside porch, outside porch.
Sure. You can go foyers, inside porches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you leave your boots? Front porch.
Really? You leave them on the porch?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it depends. A porch could also be.
Well, I know you leave them in the laundry room.
Now, what if you had a porch that had walls that was enclosed with like screen? Not really.
So I believe
Like just a roughed in lumber with just like screens.
I believe there are people who call that the mud room.
That's porch.
But you said it's roughed in
It's roughed in, but
with
it's not
screens,
screens,
walls.
no windows, just screens. Just like outside porch.
Breezeway. That's what that would be called.
Okay, we got a breezeway.
Breezeway.
Okay.
Anywho, thank you for watching Refractory Period. As always, steady dripping.
Steady dripping.
We will see you another time. And yeah, it's foyer, not outside porch.
Outside porch, inside porch.
Nonsense.
We're good. We're
Goodbye.
done. We're done.